Today on Tri-Crow Studios, we do a high gain amp shootout between the Marshall JVM 410H and the ENGL Fireball 100. Now I do have to reiterate here, this is a high gain amp head shootout, so you're not going to hear any cleans, any breakup tones, anything like that. It's just a little bit of going on. And a very special note, I'm partially colorblind. That's probably why the color is probably really weird or really vibrant in my videos. So when you go ahead and ask me, I was on OD1 for both sound samples for the JVM 410H, but I don't know what color, because I don't know. I just go and click until I hear something that I like. But I do have two sound samples for you today. The first of which is a more balanced EQ in drop C, where the second is a more scooped, somewhat scooped sound in drop B. All right, so there you go. There are the two sound samples for the shootout between the Marshall JVM 410H and the ENGL Fireball 100. So at this point in the video, I like to go over kind of what I've gained from doing a shootout like this. So number one, I'm always surprised, and I always forget, about how much I like the JVM 410H. The amount of gain that you can get out of this, and I always have my gain on the JVM 410H usually set around 930, and that is actually where it is on OD1. I have the ENGL here at 930 or 10 as well. I rarely ever bring it past like that 1130 or noon area for gain. But the JVM 410H is, I found it's a misleading amp because it's not misleading, sorry, it can get away from you. So what I always find is I get a sound that I really, really like. It sounds great in the room, sounds good like on headphones, and then you record it, and then what you need to do after you found that sound that you really like, dial the bass back a little bit. I always forget to do that, and the JVM 410H, it somewhat sounds like it's brick walling to me. So that's something, and I know I forgot to do it in this shootout, but that is something that I really do recommend, because it's a little deceiving, because, you know, you've got the excellent sound and then you record it and it's like, oh, well, once I've doubled everything, it's, all right, there's a little too much bass in the sound. But the JVM 410H, I feel, it does fall in line quite a bit with the Fireball 100. You know, I'm not looking at the Fireball 100 going like, oh wow, it just decimated the 410H, or I'm not looking at it the other way around where the Fireball got, you know, nailed by the 410H. I just find that the Fireball 100, especially paired with another amp, it has a little more, I guess you'd say, saturated gain, and there's a lot of benefit as well with the Fireball 100, where it has that built-in noise gate on the rear of the amp, whereas the standard JVM 410H, because I know the Joe Satriani has a noise gate too, it does not have a noise gate, and there is quite a bit of noise even with a noise gate on there, because I'm using the MXR Smart Gate even for both, and you know, when I'm not playing, you don't hear anything from the Fireball, but you hear a lot from the JVM 410H. But both amps, I find, work surprisingly well in mixes, paired with other amps. So I would say either of them are great choices for you. The 410H, I do have to say, you know, if you're looking outside of a high gain scenario, it's a little more versatile than the Fireball 100, especially since we do have a reverb built in for all 4 channels. Anyway, that's really all I gotta say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I don't know. Thanks for watching.